politician. It's a publicist and researcher of the history of the former Yugoslav Secret Service, so-called UDBA, and the communist period in Slovenia. By profession, he's an economist, he's a politician, and he's now, first of all, archival researcher. He's known for researching the activities of UDBA and revealing archival documents from the socialist and communist period. He was one of the prominent members of the Slovenian Democratic Union in the early 90s. After Slovenia's independence, he served as a member of the National Assembly during its first term. And later he withdrew from active politics and devoted himself mainly to research and to publicistic work. So a little bit who you are. Now about, well, the circumstances why we are here and what we can expect from this event. So the first topic would be, of course, the presentation of his book. You can have this book, take it outside. It's available for you. But of course, this is not just a book. It is the book, I would say, because it is also about the commissioner, Marta Kos, and it says here, Marta Kos as a reliable collaborator of the communist secret police. Marta Kos, of course, is one of the member of the college of the Madam President Ursula von der Leyen, in charge for the enlargement, and during her hearing here in the European Parliament, or it was in Brussels. We don't believe that she was telling the truth and nothing but the truth. Well, we were then very critical about her statements, but to be honest, we didn't have all the proofs that were needed to prove what we are saying, that she was a collaborator of the secret police. But now, in this book, the proofs, I believe, are here. So this is why we are here, because we really also understand and expect that when you want to have a democratic society, you have to be very clear and very honest about your history. And Slovenia, as an independent country, has a history. And this history, well, sometimes is trying to be hidden by some people who are very much alive nowadays, and they try to hide their past, which was not the past to be proud of. So today we have here the man who dedicated his work to truth, opening the archives, telling the people what was happening during or after the Second World War, I would say, before Slovenia became independent, and there is a lot to be told. So please, Igor, you have the floor. We will first have the presentation or a short film. It's about 10 minutes, and then 9 minutes of film. It's a very good one, I would say. But afterwards, Igor will explain by himself with his words everything, what is important. And after that, of course, you will have the opportunity to ask questions as well. Thank you. The floor is yours. You know, we just, please, I would like to ask you for a minute of patience, because the technique was tested just a few minutes ago and everything was working. So we hope that the secret police is not working. But no. This is technique. Everything is here and it will be released in a minute. So we are used to all different circumstances, events, a lot of things are happening, we have to adapt to it, and now we will a bit switch the scenario, and we will give the floor first to Igor, and afterwards I think that Damian will manage everything. So
welcome, and thank you for attending this presentation. It's very strange that I knew for years the documents that Marta Kos was source of UDBA, registered source of UDBA. But because I found the code name Tara, I didn't know who is behind this code name. So I have, for years I have these documents, most of the documents which I represent here. And because I know nothing about Marta Kos, before she became the candidate for the president of Slovenia, he was then not competing, and when he was competing for the European Commission, I get some bibliography data about her. So when I saw this biography, then I understand that Tara is Marta Kos. Before that, I knew exactly nothing about her. So it is strange that I have documents for 10 years, but I didn't know that behind this code name Tara is hiding Marta Kos. The only thing I know about her was that in 2009 he paid one page in our newspaper Dnevnik attacking the government of Jan Janša in that time. So this was for me very strange. He personally gave 8,000 euros for this advertising. And this was the only thing I know about her.
Marta Kos as a reliable collaborator of the Commissioner. Marta Kos as a reliable collaborator of the communist secret police. The Yugoslav secret political police was unofficially known as the UDBA. Slovenian Marta Kos, European Commissioner for Enlargement, served a few years as a secret and reliable collaborator for this communist secret police, more precisely for the Slovenian part of the Yugoslav UDBA. In a fit of anger over the hefty European fine recently imposed on him, the world's richest man, Elon Musk, called the members of the European Commission Stasi commissioners on X. And Musk is absolutely right here, at least in one case, unfortunately in the Slovenian. As already mentioned, Commissioner Marta Kos was a collaborator for the Yugoslav secret police, unofficially known as the UDBA. while Stasi was the abbreviated name for the East German secret police. Well, Elon Musk uses this world-famous and criminal name on X as a general term for all secret police forces. Thus, Musk unwittingly hit the bullseye, at least for Marta Kos, when he spat on the Stasi commissioners, as she was in fact involved in the secret communist police of Yugoslavia, which was, in its principles and methods, the twin of the Stasi. Marta Kos' story is now revealed in the book Commissioner by author Igor Omerza and is available to readers. It is important to understand that the communist secret police differentiated registered sources from registered collaborators. Both types received code names, but the source was only reporting, while the collaborator was more proactive and involved in spreading disinformation, as well as participating in secret actions at home and abroad. The Slovenian Udba in 1987, for example, processed around 120,000 people in Slovenia, a republic with a population of 2 million. This work was carried out by 700 Udba officers, with the help of the public police and 3,500 sources and collaborators. The communist secret police operated in Slovenia as part of the Yugoslav secret police from 1944 to 1990. The Yugoslav secret political police was established by communist leader Tito during the war on May 13, 1944, under the name OSNA, and in March 1946 it was renamed UDB. In colloquial language, the letter A was soon added, hence Udba. And this colloquial and unofficial name for our political police is still in use today, regardless of the fact that its official name has changed once again over the years. Udba was responsible for maintaining the communist regime in Yugoslavia through the oppression of political opposition at home, and also for acting against political emigration. Marta Kos was guided and instructed by secret police officer Stojan Selin from the Udba Center in Sloven Gradec, the main town of the northern Slovenian province. And this center was one of 13 centers of the Udba in Slovenia. She submitted reports to secret officer Selin, both in writing and verbally. Based on this reporting, Stojan Selin composed secret information for the Udba leadership in Ljubljana, which was signed by Slavko Večkovnik, the head of the Sloven Gradec secret political police. In Ljubljana, they were read by secret police officers Nikola Prokšel and Jože Žabkar, and most likely by some others from the secretive and obscure Udba Empire. It is a striking coincidence that it was Jože Žabkar who took the author of the mentioned book, Commissioner, by Igor Omerza, to a secret police interrogation in May 1988. At the same time, secret police officers took Janez Jansa from the Micro Ada Company office, and currently the head of the Slovenian opposition, to interrogation, which resulted in his immediate arrest. At first, Marta Kos was registered as a source, which had been known for a long time from her code number 14,000 in the Central Active Database, or udba.net, as it is widely known. When she started working at Radio Deutsche Welle in Cologne in early 1990, the job she got with the help of the Udba, she was promoted from registered Udba source, codename Tara, to a Udba collaborator with the newly assigned codename Blanka. With this position at Deutsche Welle, she, for instance, infiltrated the German public TV network, ZDF. The combination of her codenames, Tara Blanka, irresistibly reminds author Igor Omerza of the song Paloma Blanca. Marta Kos categorically denied any collaboration with the communist secret police, publicly during the hearing before Slovenian parliamentarians, and then again before European parliamentarians in fall 2024. For example, before the whole of Europe in Brussels, she stated,
I have never been informant or worked for the secret service of Yugoslavia, which is not Udba. Udba was dissolved in 1966, and at that time I was 1 year old. So if you speak about the secret service, it was SDV. But once again, I have never been a collaborator of the Secret Service.
At that time, she succeeded in lying, and she was known only by her secret police code number. But after the publication of the book, Commissioner, which lists 10 documents from the Slovenian archives about her secret police background, such denial is no longer possible. The Slovenian government, led by Robert Golob, was officially warned about Marta Kos's connection to the communist secret police, which came from the mentioned Central Active Database, or UDBA.net, but they completely ignored the warning. Faced with such serious and substantiated allegations of her collaboration with the secret political police, the government should have immediately requested an expert opinion on the matter from the archives of the Republic of Slovenia. Instead, the Slovenian government went ahead with her candidacy for European Commissioner, without hesitation. With the now novel and verified Taura Blanca disclosures, this conclusion has become quite distressing. With this reckless and suicidal act, the Slovenian government, led by Robert Golob, has contaminated the European government and its leader, Ursula von der Leyen, with the Yugoslav Communist Secret Police, informally called UDBA. Even worse, Marta Kos has exposed herself to blackmail by those who certainly knew and still know about her secret past. Reports about her were also sent from Slovenia to Belgrade, to the headquarters of the Federal Secret Police. Namely, everything related to foreign countries and Marta Kos, who went to Deutsche Welle as an UDBA collaborator, had to be approved by the Federal Chief of the Yugoslav Secret Political Police in Belgrade. The main value of the documents about her collaboration with the Communist Secret Police, which have now been revealed for the first time in the book Commissioner, is that it is no longer possible to blackmail Marta Kos with her past, neither now nor in the future. In this regard, the European government, Ursula von der Leyen, and Commissioner Marta Kos herself have been freed from a great burden. Better late than never. At her European hearing, when denying her cooperation with UDBA, and also asked about it by MP Ilhan Küçük, Marta Kos said,
It is about my integrity. And I'm happy that you asked the question because it gives the opportunity that before or in front of all of you, we clear this once forever.
Well, with this book, dear readers, which is now before you, her eternal integrity has crumbled to dust and ashes.
So you saw the short film, and now Igor has also the presentation in PowerPoint, I would say so, and he will use it.
Welcome again and thank you for attending this presentation. The essential facts have already been presented in the short film. The detailed information are of course described in more depth in the book, which has 183 pages with numerous photographs and facsimiles of documents. Let's take a brief look at the contents of the book. In the prologue I explained how it came out that on 31st May of '88, secret police officer Jože Žabkar took me in for questioning at the secret police headquarters. Why is this worth writing about in this book? Because later, the same secret police officer read classified reports in which Marta Kos appears as registered source of the secret police with the code name Tara, and later as a registered collaborator of the secret police with code name Blanca. Then I go to the first chapter. I explain the history, organization, methods and means of operation of the Yugoslav secret political police, colloquially known as the UDBA. And in this context, some of the peculiarities of the Slovenian branch of this secret police, especially its regional center in the northern town of Slovenj Gradec, where Marta Kos, alias UDBA source Tara, was in secret contact with UDBA officer Stojan Zelin. until March 90. Since this center was abolished at the time, the last report by Marta Kos, alias Blanca, now a collaborator preserved in the Slovenian archives, was produced at the UDBA Center for the city of Maribor. Then I go to the second chapter. I present in detail the educational, journalistic, political and business career of Marta Kos up to her appointment as a commissioner in the European Commission. The most interesting part of her career is her employment at Radio Deutsche Welle in Cologne. It is interesting to compare what Marta Kos herself said about this job abroad in the media and what the UDBA reported extensively about quite a bit lengthy process of obtaining this job. In this chapter I also mention what has long been known, namely that Marta Kos has a code number in the once secret Central Active database as a registered source of the UDBA. These records date back to '87, and since we do not have records for other years, it is possible that she was registered as a source even earlier that year. Then we go to the third chapter. It's the most extensive because I found a lot of UDBA documentation for it. Here I write about the secret UDBA analysis and informations of the Deutsche Welle radio station in Cologne, and in this context about the surveillance of Alois Lampret, who was the head of the Slovenian section of this radio station. I also describe the work of numerous employees of this radio station who came from Slovenia and were hired by UDBA to report on this radio station. Why I did devote so much attention to this? So that readers of this book could better understand, first, the environment that UDBA collaborator Blanca, that means Marta Kos, enters in the early 90s, and second, how intensively UDBA operated in West Germany. Then, fourth chapter. I quote in full the contents of all classified documents found in the Slovenian archives in which Marta Kos appear under code name Tara or as collaborator with the code name Blanca or simply as Marta Kos. Given that approximately 90% of the Slovenian UDBA archive has been destroyed, I can conclude that there were actually many more of these documents, not just 10, but perhaps 100 or even more. In the final chapter, I present in detail, in light of newly published secret UDBA documents, the lies that Marta Kos told during the commissioners' hearings in the Slovenian and European parliaments. In the epilogue, I conclude, as you have already heard, the short film, that the public disclosure of these documents prevents any possible blackmailing of Commissioner Marta Kos. Now, in order to give you a visual impression of these 10 previously secret documents and one photo, I will simply display them all. But of course, they are published, all published in full in the fourth chapter of the book and also fully quoted. This first document is first appearance of source Tarča alias Marta Kos. Now came secret information about the conversation between the collaborator Lauro, I don't know his real name, and Struna alias Alois Lampret. This was the code name Alois Lampret was followed by UDBA. They talk about Taras alias Marta's employment at Radio Deutsche Welle. This is dispatch on Struna's alias Alois Lampret personal contact with the source Tara alias Marta Kos. Then came secret information about Lamprecht's Struna's agreement with source Marta Kos. Then came secret documents on the visit of the collaborator Lovro to Lamprecht in Cologne. Here they talked about Marta Kos' employment at Radio Deutsche Welle. Then came secret document on the employment offer to the source Tara, alias Marta Kos. This is secret list of documents, marked Tara's document. Then came secret information about changes in the Radio Deutsche Welle leadership. This is where Tara appears with her real name, Marta Kos. This is interesting photo of Slovenian Radio Deutsche Welle squad in Cologne. Number 1, Erzenšek, source unknown, I don't know his code name. Number 2, Kos, collaborator, code name Blanca, formerly code name source Tara. Number 3, Veronik, collaborator, code name Mile Babnik, but he was abandoned because he refused to report to the secret police. Then number 4, Petelin, collaborator with code name Gale. This is the most important document reported by the collaborator Blanca from Cologne. And I will just present you some sentences in that document. Sounds very funny today. I quote. This was written by this ULBA officer on the basis of the reporting of Marta Kos. Soon after, I quote, soon after her arrival, Veronik Sasha mentioned to the collaborator, that means to Blanca, that she could expect that upon arrival in the Yugoslavia, secret police employees would visit her and interrogate her about the situation at the Radio Deutsche Welle, that they had tried to do with me, here with Veronik Sasha. The collaborator, means Blanca, then jokingly asked him if he had become a snitch, to which he replied that they had not been successful with him and that they were leaving him alone. And this is the last document about Tara as collaborator, and this is a secret list of documents marked Blanca document. Thank you for your attention, and now I invite you to ask questions.
Thank you, Igor, for this very valuable presentation. Also, together with the film, I believe that you have an overview of what was happening during that time. I also believe that those who are not very much involved in the history of Slovenia and in so-called ULBA case, it is quite hard to understand. That's why we have a book here. But what is, from my point of view, and from the point of view of the Parliament, and Marta Kos being a commissioner, at utmost importance is, well, that discrepancy between her statements and the facts, which I can assume, and I have no reason not to believe, are here in the book. Because for the first time, we have documents where everything is written, well, where all the names are in, and that there is, I would say so, a clear connection between the name Tara, who was a Secret Service source, and Marta Kos. This is more than obvious from all the documents that they are here. And of course we can make a conclusion then because we all remember, it was also in the film, that Marta Kos said very clearly, let's finish or let's do it this once for the lifetime and this is over. I will clarify all, there is no connection, I was not there. And when we hear this and have these documents in front of us, it is also very clear that Marta Kos lied. So this puts her integrity and also the integrity of the co-commission into question. And I would say that we have a problem. We will think about it, how are we going to react in the future? Of course, we have to address the commission somehow. This is very new for us. Unfortunately, we didn't have this book when the hearing was happening, but now we have. So I don't think that, while saying all the time and playing on integrity, transparency, honesty, and everything, well, that what came out now is acceptable for the Commission. So, what Marta Kos is going to do, we will see. We will see whether she's really a woman of integrity or not. And then we will decide what to do next. But these are new facts and they are on the table now, they are published, and nobody has reason to believe that these documents are not genuine and are not prepared from the archives. And as you said, there would be many more if 90% of Slovenian archives wouldn't be destroyed. But even if they are destroyed, there are still proofs which are here in this book. So I will finish with that, and now, Igor, I will leave you to all those who maybe have a question or two, who are asking themselves what is going to follow, and I believe that this is huge what you have done, and thank you for that. So if anyone is interested to take the floor, please. So sorry, I don't know the names of all of you. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Perry Gessen from Denmark. I just have a question. Has she said that she will sue over the book? Because if she will dispute the facts, I assume the logical course of action would be to sue for slander. And if she does not say she wants to sue,
I always say I have some sues before in Slovenia, and on the court I always say, don't sue me, sue the people who made these documents. I only represent documents, I'm not writing documents. Even I have not very much commentary on these documents. And if you want that this is not true, because this is the paper from the archive, which is open from year 2007, when Janez Janša was the head of the government, and the government put the law in parliament, and the law passed, and the UDBA, but of course only few percentage, which was preserved, was open. So, and I always say, and I always win on the court. But when they sue me, I came with documents. And you can sue me, in fact, because I'm just presenting the documents. She was reporting to UDBA, and UDBA make documents. If she saw that UDBA was making these documents with nothing, then he must sue the people who do these documents. They are still alive. They are her relation which was he connected Stojan Celin from Sloven Gradec. I don't know, but I think it's not so old man. Then the Slavko Verčkovnik, the head of Sloven Gradec Udba, saw everything. Then in Ljubljana, Nikola Prokšel. Last year I saw some letter of him in newspapers. Then there is Udba Center Maribor, which was then the last Marta report. Also there is Janez Bezjak. Then it's Miran Kolenko, the head of the second department after Nikola Prokšel. There are many people. Then there is the head of Udba Ivan Eržen, living in Switzerland. All these people was in charge for that report. So they must be sued, not me. I mean, they could sue me, but they cannot succeed because I will present the documents from our archive. It's impossible. I mean, you can sue me, but it's impossible to win the court. For my, I hope. So this is my point.
So, if there is no more questions, I would assume that everything is very clear, but I would rather say that not everything is very clear, that we are a bit of in some kind of state of shock, because this is really not very usual, something like this to happen. I don't know, as I said, what is going to follow, but there will be some actions and reactions. As far as I know, Marta Kos did not react anyhow. This is, well, what I know. Maybe she did, maybe I'm not informed. But in the forthcoming days, we will see to be continued, I would say.
I have advice for her.
Okay.
Go to public and explain your role. When you started, who hired you? I will explain everything. In this situation, the best defense is that because you cannot destroy the documents. You cannot destroy the documents. So you must go and tell everything, much more than there are in documents, because there are a lot more documents about her, but was destroyed. Because documents was destroying much for the last years than for the years which were long ago. So this is the most devastation of documents for the last years, when Marta Kos was confident. So there must be a lot more than 10 documents. And the best, my advice, go to public or publish a book and explain everything. Everything. This is my view.
Some would say a good advice, but we have a slight problem or a challenge, because during the hearing it was said that, like, this is not happening, this is not the truth. So now going to the public, it would mean that you somehow confess that what you were saying a year or 2 years ago was not the real truth, because the truth is something else. So
Yeah, this is my advice.
this is how I see, but I understand your advice. Please, Milan.
Mr. Omerza, Igor, thank you for coming. It's just good to present your book, your new book. I would like to just add that I asked the European Commission in 2010 put some official questions on in the Parliament together with Mr. Laszlo Tőkés and Andrei Kovacev from Bulgaria. I was interested in whether the European Commission would require the candidate states at that time to open archives and of the all sick police at that time, as you mentioned before, in the process of pre-accession negotiation. And do you know what was the EC's response? We are not competent in this issue. And I repeated the same questions to Marta Kos, and I didn't get any response of the
This is a big mistake.
That's the approach of the European Commission regarding this issue.
This is a big mistake from Slovenian government led by Miro Cera. When Serbia was finishing the cultural, how it's called, approach to the chapter for the European Union, and I was publicly said to this government, please say that Serbia must give all the archive documents regarding federal UDBA, which was common UDBA for the Yugoslavian Republic, and the documents of the secret political police of Yugoslav army, of the Slovenian part, which because this was 9th Army was in fact Slovenia, and because to give all these documents, I mean, you can scan now documents very easily, and all these documents to be transported to Slovenia, and they didn't listen, and they closed this chapter. There we had chance, but still we have chance. If Serbia wants to go to, I don't know, it's a hard question, to Union, Slovenia must never let him to Union before they give all these documents. Because in that documents we will also find very interesting documents which were destroyed in Slovenia. Also about Marta Kos, because when she go to Germany, to Deutsche Welle, they must get approval from Belgrade, from the federal headquarters of UDBA in Belgrade.
So if I understand you right, Igor, then you're saying that there are still some very important documents in Belgrade, but Belgrade is the capital of Serbia, and Serbia is the country to be in the process of accession, and of course Marta Kos is in charge for enlargement. Well, this is quite a story.
Yeah.
Yes. Please.
Thank you very much for the word, and also I'm very glad to see Mr. Omerza here in this precious book. But I just wanted to add one data, because maybe you didn't know that I was in the session in the Slovenian Parliament when they accepted this decision. I officially proposed in the name of Slovenian Democratic Party that we must get first all the copies from the Belgrade, and all the left-wingers voted against that. They had majority, and then they closed the chapter.
Thank you. I would say that for the time being we have enough information and data, and as I promised you, thank you for everything, for the book, for documents. This is not a story which ended and will stay here, but probably it needs more clarification. And it needs also a response from the Commissioner and herself, Marta Kos, and a response from the European Commission. And thank you all for coming. Have a nice day, and follow the story. Thank you.